Guys, what you see before you is the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. This is a lot of boxes. This was almost as heavy, I think, as Hate's box. When I went to go pick up the package today, I picked with my back and I was like, oh, because I didn't realize how heavy this was going to be. This was over 30 pounds. Don't know how it's over 30 pounds, but we'll get into that and we'll figure that out. But this is Four Horsemen. It's a 1 to 4 player game. You can go up to 5 to 6 if you have the expansions. So I can go to 5 to 6. It's a co-op resource management, somewhat area control kind of game. You play as different gods, heroes of all different genres of mythos. So you got the Greek characters, you got the Norse characters, you got the Judeo-Christian characters, you got Chinese characters, you got Egyptian characters. It's a pretty cool variety and range of different characters that you get to play as. And then you go against the Four Horsemen, but you also go against like demons and gods of those mythos. So it's really cool. Your goal is to complete the victory requirements before any of the Four Horsemen make it to the center of their board, or before the hour marker of that boss gets met. And I'll go into that. I'll show what all that kind of means once we get into this. But we got a lot of boxes here, a lot of minis in here, and a lot of really cool components, and a beautiful neoprene. Oh yeah. So let's jump on into this, guys. All right, guys. So I thought I'd start off with the beautiful neoprene mat. This one is really big, so it's very zoomed out. But what everything is it's all on one mat, which I like. In the core box, they're all separate. So I'm really happy that this comes with a all-in-one mat, because that just makes things so much easier. So what we have here is the world. We have the entire civilization here. We have the Four Horsemen track. We have our apocalypse scenario. So this is where we're going to choose which boss we go against. This is the binding ritual, which is another win condition, lose condition thing. And then we have the event track. So this is where, every time we draw a card for the event track, we will be either penalizing us, the players, or adding demons to the track. But this is where the Four Horsemen will move anytime there's a thing that says to have them move. If one of them makes it here, you lose. This is the hour counter down here. Some bosses will have counters up to the 11th hour. Some will be the 15th hour. And they all have different difficulties and stuff like that. But if they make it to their specific hour on their card, and you haven't done any of the victory, if you haven't completed the entire victory conditions that you need to complete, it's over. Game over for you. But yeah, so it's a really nice board, very detailed, a lot going on. But the game is pretty simple. I've been playing it a lot on Tabletop Simulator with some friends, so I feel like I have a very good understanding of how this game works. But we will jump on into this, and I'm really excited. So we're going to start with the core box. Very, very nice box. The box feels very quality. Some of them got delivered a bit dented, and I'm a little upset about that, but it's okay. It's whatever. But they look really nice. I really like the artwork on here. You got Four Horsemen, charging into battle, charging in to destroy the world. So it's a very, very pretty artwork on the box. So here's the rule book. It's a pretty hefty rule book in my opinion. Well, not really. Well, detail-wise, it's hefty. It's about 26 pages long. and it covers a lot. But in my opinion, it does explain how to do things very well, which I am happy about. It takes a little bit to find it, just because there's just so much. But also some things I wish were a bit more specific. Some things are a little too vague, and so you're kind of left being like, can I do that? Am I allowed to do this? The rule books don't say that I can't do it. So it's kind of pick and choose almost. But other than that, it is very, very good at, just telling you what to do. So it's a very, very nice rule book. Rule summary is very nice. Overall, very nice rule book. So we won't complain too much about that. Next, we have character sheets. So these are who you'll be playing. The Mythos box has a better quality version of these, so I'll still show these. It's whatever. The core box comes with 8 different characters. It comes with 4 Judeo-Christians characters and 4 Greek characters. And each of them are all specialized in their own way. So Raphael, I just played her on the Tabletop Simulator, and I'd say I had a pretty good time playing her. So she's more so a support character instead of a, I'm gonna kill some demons and stuff like that. So she was very fun at giving HP. So this is HP. This track up here is your HP. And this is her max, or not max, but this is where she starts. You can go up to all the way up to 20 if she wants, but this is where she starts. This track is corruption. So she starts at 0 corruption. And the more corruption you have, the more divine powers you're able to do. Each character starts with 0. Well, not each character doesn't start with 0. Some start with more. It seems that most of the Judeo-Christian characters start at 0 because, they're angels, they're perfect. So as you gain more corruption, you get more divine powers. Like, I will be able to use this when I have 3 corruption. I can use these 2 whenever I want because I've got 0 corruption. Using abilities, using divine powers does not lower corruption. If your corruption meets your HP, then you are considered fallen. And if all of your players are fallen, you lose the game immediately. So you don't want that, but there's also kind of a benefit with it, but it's like a risk-reward system with that. But like I said, you have the divine powers here, which you can use as many times as you want if you have your resources. The resources are your faith, or for the Greeks, it's virtue, but it's all called spiritual. Everything is spiritual. This one was not in the Tabletop Simulator. This is a Lilith, and I am kind of excited to try out this character because this is a brand new character. So I'm pretty excited to see how that plays out. But you have your spiritual, you have your generals, and so these are your followers. These are what you use to do abilities, buy new relics, which are like abilities that you use to help yourself. So this is where the resource management comes in. It tells you what you start with as well. And then you have where you'll put your relics that you choose. Once I get the cards out, I'll be able to show that. But you choose 2 cards to be boons, 1 card to be a use, and 1 card you sacrifice, which you remove from the game permanently. And each card has a different thing it tells you for each of these. So like a card will say what it does for the use, a card will tell you what it does for the boons, etc., etc. So that's pretty cool. So we'll go through all of the other characters as well. So we got Michael here, Michael the Defender of the Faith. Oh, and then you have like the back of their page, which kind of gives you like a little bit of lore about them, what they're about, and it tells you their setup, tells you what relics they're going to start. So that's pretty cool. And this is Lilith. I have not played her. I have not even seen her. So I'm excited to try out this character. She seems like she would be pretty fun. But, oh wow. So she only uses and sacrifices. That's kind of scary. Interesting. We got Hercules. My buddy plays this one, and you absolutely feel like you need to have a Hercules on your team because this guy's an absolute unit. He is so good at taking out demons. It's not even funny. But he is awesome. Achilles. Nobody's playing him. Gabriel. Another Judeo-Christian one. Persephone. So my other friend plays her. She's I don't know how to explain her. She's very like almost manipulative around the board, in my opinion. But he has a good time playing her. This is a pretty hard game because we thought we were doing really good at the start of the match this afternoon, and once we ran out of resources, the game just went downhill super fast. It was very depressing. So next, I have whatever these are. There's no tokens in the tabletop simulator, so I have no idea why there's tokens in the physical one. So, yeah, I don't know how to explain what all of these do. So then you have these. I guess if you wanted to have physical tokens for the corruption, you could do that. You usually just start with a cube that you put across your track to track all that. So I don't know why there's physical tokens for that. I do not know what this token is. This is not in the version we play either. And then, so here are the standees for all the characters. Luckily, I have the miniatures, so I won't be using these. But if you didn't get the Mythos box, then you would definitely be using these. Here is the Apocalypse board. What I have is a neoprene. Yeah, so this is the cardboard version of it. And then like here's the cardboard version of the event board. And then and then here's the cardboard version of the Four Horsemen board. So yeah, you would need multiple boards and all of that junk. So I think it's much better that I have the neoprene and it's all on one thing, because it would be pretty annoying having to take out everything every single time I want to play instead of just, plopping this on the table and being happy. So this is the first player token. So this is what you will be, swapping around to your friends every time it's their turn to be first player and start. So this is a really cool thing. It shows all the different horsemen on it. So it's really cool. This is the hourglass demon dude. So as you go up the hours, you will begin to just move this dude up. So that's a really nice move as well. We got standee thingy-mabobbers. So these are what you would use for the wooden standees. We got dice here. So what you use these dice for is, so some cards will say, put 4 demons in somewhere. So you have to roll one of these dice, and whatever one it lands on is the zone you'll put it on. Because like North America is 1, Europe is 2, Asia is 3. So whatever it lands on is the region you'll put it into. These are the Four Horsemen dice, because it goes up to 4. So there'll also be one where it says like +1 to a horseman. So you'll roll this, and that's what you choose to move a horseman up. So that is what this dice is for. I did not realize that at first. So we got a lot of cards coming out. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. my! And then all of those. Holy moly. Okay, let's start with these first. I think that would be the best thing to start with here. We have lots and lots of very fun colored stuff. So, let me grab one of the characters. So, we'll grab Atlantia, even though she's absolute garbage. We were looking at all the characters today, and she just seems like completely useless. Like, I have no idea why anyone would use her, but that's my preference. Okay, so this is Zeal. So technically what would happen is she starts with 3 Zeal, and that's kind of how it goes. And as you play through the game, you'll be losing these resources, gaining these resources, etc., etc. This is what you use to track your HP. So you'll put one of these on here to start off, and as you lose HP or gain HP, you move this. This is to track your corruption. So she starts with 3, so you put it on 3, and as it moves, you move it around the track. Red are demons. So if you didn't have the miniatures, you would use these to put the demons around the map. And so as demons go, you start putting them into the world, into their slots. And one of the lose conditions is if there's 10 demons in a world at the end of, I can't remember what the phase is called. I think it's phase 4. You lose the game. Every time a demon reaches one of these and someone's there, they'll lose that resource, and they'll also do damage to you. Like if you're here during the second phase, depending on how many are here, is how much damage you will take. So if there's 3 there, you'll take 3 damage. This is Wisdom, so you would put it in Wisdom, like so she would get 4 of these in her track, or 4 of these in her spot. This is Spiritual, so for her, this is Virtue, so she would get 4 Virtue. And then this is Prestige, so she would get 4 Prestige. So, now what I have out are the relics. So these are what we will be using to fight. And there's stage 1 and stage 2 relics. And so if you saw before, when I was throwing things out, if your game has enough hours, if like the boss has enough hours in them, you make it to escalation, everything switches from stage 1 to stage 2. And so things get harder, but your relics get stronger. And so, I'll kind of show you, I won't show all of these cards, but they have some pretty good artwork, I'd say. They're really cool. These are all like the starter base relics that a lot of the characters will start with. Here are some more. They have some really good artwork. I'm really happy about these. I read that some people thought that the artwork felt like it wasn't complete, but so far every card that I've seen, they all look pretty good. So I don't know what the problem is with that. Nice and focused. That looks a lot better. Oh, that's a really cool card, actually. Some of these cards are just like really cool. Okay, I'll leave one of those out so I can explain what they do. What's like the importance of these cards. To buy this card, if it showed up in the reliquary, you would have to spend 1 general, which is any of these, and then 1 of your spiritual, which is 1 of these. And then, when it comes to the action phase and like using your cards, as you can see, there are 3 different uses on this. There's a boon, a use, and a sacrifice. And each of them give you different things, depending on what you're using it for. So if you use it in a boon, you'll get these. If you use it in use, you're going to get those. And then you can also give other people stuff as well. So this use would give your teammates 2 zeal, which is really nice. And then there is sacrifice. So sacrifice is usually really strong, but once you sacrifice a card, it is taken out of the game permanently. You won't get this back, unless stated otherwise, but we have not seen anything that says stated otherwise. Sacrifice, if you're kind of in a pinch, you might want to use it. So next we have binding rituals. So this is something we just tried playing with today that we realized we have to play with because it's another win condition or lose condition. These are things you have to prepare for. So depending on the boss you're fighting, it will tell you which one you go against. So I think this is the one we went against today. And so preparation, we can do this any time before the final hour. And then we have to complete the finale before the final hour as well. Or we have to do this on the final hour, I believe. And so we have to complete these and the other victory conditions to win the game. If we don't, and GG. And then next we have the apocalypse scenarios. So these are what the bosses are. So these are all the scary dudes that we will be going against. This is who we fought today. This guy sucks. And they have a lot of different difficulties. He was like the hardest one in the game, in the core box. So we wanted to challenge ourselves and see if we could do it. We could not do it. And then, oh, do they not have it on these? Usually on the other side it will tell you what their stuff is. I'm assuming it's on the bigger cards. But yeah, these are the bosses. So here are their bigger cards. So this is like their hour. This is how long you have to try and get the win condition. This tells you the event cards to put in their decks. This tells you what they do each turn. And this is what we have to do to win. This is the condition we need to meet to win. So Lilith sounds really crazy hard. But Molasses, we call him Molasses. He's the tutorial boss. Zuzu, who we fought today, is pretty crazy, not gonna lie. Luhi, Bribery. There's some crazy bosses. We got Cthulhu in here, Behemoth, Hades, Asmodeus, Krampus. That would be a fun one to fight. Mephistopheles? There's multiple Cthulhus? And multiple Behemoths. Interesting. So next up, we have the event cards. I'm not going to go through all of these because there's a bunch of them. But event cards are what you'll be putting on the event track. And depending on how many heroes you have and depending on what stage of the track it is what happens. So like this one, if there's 2 heroes and it's on the stage 1, you'll roll the dice for 2 horsemen and roll the dice to add 3 demon to the track. So that's kind of brutal. Like I said, escalation will swap things from stage 1 to stage 2. These are the icon cards, so it kind of just tells you everything to know. But I'll just kind of show a little bit. There's a lot of them. They're all really cool. This one was brutal, Pompeii. But yeah, that is the event cards, and they really play a huge effect on you. So that is everything in the core box. So now I'm going to move to Mythos box 1. So this is all of the higher quality components and pieces that you can tell. Can't really tell that much, but they got kind of busted in shipping. But this comes with like the miniatures and just better components. So let's jump onto this. Oh, and it seems to solo events, so we can do solo stuff. That's pretty cool. So I wonder if it makes it. Oh yeah, it does. It makes them a lot easier. Cool. Well, that's really nice. So it looks like they gave us another neoprene mat. I don't know why they gave me a smaller one. when there are no cards that are small enough to fit on that, so that makes no sense to me. This is the reliquary board. So as you will purchase new relics like I was showing you, and you'll put 3 of them here, and you'll purchase them. And whatever is left on the top, they get discarded from the game. Whatever is left here will move up here, and then you add new ones to the reliquary. It's a pretty cool thing. Okay, so what we got here is the higher quality double, maybe that's like triple thick boards. And they're indented here, so your stuff will sit better. They're indented here, so things won't like fall around. That, I'm super excited. Oh, they even have like slots down here where you hold your cards. Like when you put your cards there for your choices. That is super, super nice. Wow, those look so nice. I'm really, really excited about it. Look how thick those are. Wow, that's gonna be really, really nice. Okay, so now we got some minis. Okay, so we have a demon here. So these are what you'll be putting on the board around like that. He's kind of cool. We got another one. I wonder if you're just allowed to choose different ones if you want to. So let's get into the characters. So we got Achilles here. Interesting color for him. We have Persephone. We have Atlantia. Come on, come here. We got Atlantia here. The most useless character in my opinion. And we got Hercules. Probably one of the best characters so far that we've played. Just an absolute unit of a character. This is Uriel. Uriel? I can't pronounce that. Uriel. She's kind of like a support character. This is Gabriel. This is Raphael, the healer character that I played. And this is Michael. He's really good too. Then we have Lilith. Little demon friend there. I think this dude is called the Behemoth. And then we got the Four Horsemen. So we got War here. This is Disease. So we got Disease here, the Plague Doctor. He's got like the growths on him. Then we got Death. I wish he was holding like a scythe. And then we have Famine. So that is everything in the Mythos box. So I will open up the expansions now to show you what we get in there. I have no idea what comes in those except for the Norse one, so I'm pretty excited to see that. Okay, so our first expansion is the Norse expansion. These are in the tabletop simulator that we played, but we've not put the characters because there was a resource in there that we had no idea about, and a special demon icon that we had no idea about. So I waited to get the rules for this to figure out if we can play or not, which we can, so that's gonna be pretty fun. But this is a really cool, I really like the cover art for this. It's really, really nice, very Norse inspired. So we got a very tiny rule book for it. Just kind of tells you the new things that the Norse expansion brings, which is also 5 to 6 players, which is really nice. We got new characters, 4 new characters. So we have Scotty. We have Thor, you know, you gotta have your classic Thor character. Heimdall. and Freya. So the resource, they have strength for their spiritual thing now. So each mythos has their different icon for what their followers are. Another thing that the Norse bring are the rune tokens, which is just another resource in this game. So it's just a new thing to have, a new thing to have to figure out. We got more of these tokens that I have no idea what they do. Like, why is it being acquired? We haven't used any of those for this, so that's interesting. More punch out for their standees. We got their bosses. So we got classic Fenrir, Loki, Chaos, Avarice. I wonder what those have to do with Norse mythology. Huh. And then we have the white gems here, or cubes. These are what we are going to be using as the rune tokens. It would have been nice if they gave us actual rune tokens. But then we just have more solo event cards. We have the Norse runes, so they have their own specific relics. And then we have some more relics. So that is the Norse expansion. Next up, we have the Chinese expansion. Once again, very cool cover art. Have no idea what to expect with this one. So once again, we got a nice rule book. Tiny little rule book, kind of just tells you what everything is for this new expansion. You get to play as a dragon. Oh wait, that's actually really cool. Let's see what these characters are. So we got Guan Yin, Shang Yi, Long Yivang, the Dragon King. That's kind of crazy. And Sung Wukong. Okay, that's pretty cool. Interesting. Oh, and then they have a new track for the Four Horsemen. I wonder why. I guess I'll figure that out in the rulebook. We got some more. I don't know what these mean. More relics. I'm assuming these are event cards. Moon phases. Oh, interesting. This is going to be adding a lot of new stuff. Oh, we got a lot of new tokens too. Silver ones. We got some meditation looking ones. A yin and yang token. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see what we got here for some bosses. Hoon Dune. Tyonu? Tyote and Kinghe. I absolutely butchered those, so I apologize. That is everything in the Chinese expansion. And now for the final expansion, we have the Egyptians, which I'm really pumped to see what they're like. We got the short rulebook explaining what new things are coming. So we got wonders, we got demonic gates. So they're adding a lot of new stuff. These are their characters. Looks like we get to play as Ra and Basset, so that's really cool. Here are those wonders. Wonder how you implement these into the game. I wonder if you have to do that, or if you can just like play their characters normally. If you have to add the wonders for their characters, that'd be kind of annoying. Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to do it. So we got Hathor, Wajet, Basset, and Horus. Oh, it's not Ra, it's Horus. Interesting. Oh my. So we got a lot of punch outs for these wonders. I'm assuming is what these are all icons for. So, interesting. got some more colored cubes. They really like their cubes in this game. We got more event cards. I'm not going to go through all of them. There's just so many of them. Then we got more relic cards for them. And oh, nothing under there. Let's see what bosses they have. Okay. We got Ep. Looks like a giant snake. We got Set, which this looks cool. Invulnerability. Oh joy. We got Ra. We got Aegon. Oh, he looks huge. Cool. So that is that's all for the Egyptians expansion as well. And so finally, the last thing that we will be looking at is the Mythos 2 box. So this is the box for all the expansions. Has all the miniatures for the expansions. This one is pretty hefty. Very interesting box art. It's like civilization looking. So this one comes with new demons. So these are Apex demons, I think it was called. And they're just like much stronger versions of the normal demons that die in like one hit, I think. So these guys are going to be kind of scary. I don't know what these are. Let's see if I can open them. Oh. No clue. A temple thing. Tornado? And then furniture? What the heck? Is this a bridge? Am I supposed to build a bridge? What? Okay, and once again, we have another batch of the upgraded character cards. So we have all of those. So that's really nice as well. And then finally, last thing of the video is we have all of the miniatures. We got Basset here. Then we got Wajet, the serpent lady. And then we got Hathor. And then we got Horus, the bird man. Which way do you go, sir? Okay, so now we got Heimdall. So these are the Norse guys. No way this is Thor. They did my man so dirty. Oh my goodness. Then this is Scotty. Man, they did my boy Thor dirty. And then this is Freya. Thor does not look like Thor. That is super unfortunate. Wow. We got Sun Wukong here. I believe this was Yangling, the dragon. I do not know the difference between these two. I know this is Chang'e and Wu Zhang. Guan Ying and Chang'e. I don't know who is who for these two because they kind of look very similar with their models. And then we have some buildings. Oh, I'm assuming these are the wonders. These are the Egyptian wonders, whatever that means, whatever this applies to that. But cool. That is it. I think I showed everything. I am super excited about this. I have been having a great time playing this on Tabletop Simulator, so I'm super excited to actually play it physically. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate all your support. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to thank you all so much for over 130 subscribers. I really appreciate your support, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. And I'm just so excited to see where this channel goes and how much it grows. All thanks to you guys. So just Really appreciate you guys. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one. See ya.